Imagine being one of the most powerful kings in history, only to end your life trapped inside a body so diseased and swollen that you could barely move, barely breathe, and were feared even by those closest to you. This is the shocking and horrific story of the final days of King Henry VIII, a ruler who went from a young, athletic prince to a broken tyrant, rotting away on his throne. Henry VIII, the man who forever changed England, who had 6 wives, and who defied the Pope himself, did not leave this world in glory. Instead, his last days were filled with agony, paranoia, and a body that betrayed him. And the most disturbing part? What happened to his corpse after death? Once tall, handsome, and athletic, Henry's downfall began after a jousting accident in 1536. His leg never healed, turning into a painful, pus-filled ulcer that left him crippled and in constant torment. Servants whispered about the stench that filled his chambers, a stench so foul it made approaching him unbearable. Soon, obesity consumed him. At over 400 pounds, the once proud warrior king had to be hoisted onto his horse with a special crane. Disease ravaged him, likely diabetes, gout, and heart failure, and his constant pain fueled paranoia. He lashed out in anger, executing nobles and even wives in his rages. By 1546, his body was failing. His legs were grotesquely swollen, his breathing heavy, and he could barely leave his bed. On January 27, 1547, the end drew near. Archbishop Thomas Cranmer rushed to his side, but Henry could no longer speak. When asked if he trusted in Christ, the once mighty king squeezed Cranmer's hand as his final act. Hours later, in the early morning of January 28th, Henry VIII was dead. But the horror did not end there. His death was kept secret for days to secure the succession of his young son, Edward VI. And during the slow funeral procession to Windsor, something grotesque happened. Henry's bloated body burst inside the coffin, leaking fluid so foul that, according to legend, dogs licked them from the floor. The once great King of England was reduced to a rotting corpse, remembered as much for his cruelty as for his suffering. The story of Henry VIII's final days is a chilling reminder. Power, wealth, and glory cannot escape time, disease, and death. Was Henry a tragic victim of his own failing health, or was it history's justice catching up with the tyrant? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this story shocking, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss more untold history.